when many of us think about journaling, they think that is such a deep secret I have, which I'll be putting on a paper, and I don't want anybody to see it. If somebody were to see it, I'm screwed up, so it's not worth it. But that's an absolutely out of the case. I think now it's becoming more important than ever to sit down and analyze your thoughts and feelings and see for yourself whether they're being in favor of the decision that you want to make or not. Journaling is not just this thing where you have a book you write every day. It's a form of meditation, just like maybe exercise, maybe prayers, maybe sitting down and manifesting whatever you think about. It's a form of healing. You're healing for your experiences that you had in the past which are holding you back, and you resolve the current challenges that you face, and also you anticipate a future growth. Nowadays we have so much to do, we have so much to watch, we have so much to listen to, and it does curate our mind to think about different things that we might never thought about, maybe creating a business, having different hobby, and we end up having a lot of curiosity to explore. And the best way to put them is on a paper. You can capture them on papers to kind of explore them on your own interest and your given time. Thoughts and feelings play a really crucial role in our decision making, and today I'm really want to focus on thoughts and feelings because they are the steering wheel to the decisions that we make. A lot of thoughts that we have today can steer our decision for tomorrow, and they can steer our feelings that we have to a particular person, a particular situation, or particular circumstances that we might want to face in the future. These feelings can be negative as resentment, jealousy, restlessness, and depressed. They can also be positive feeling, like feeling love, feeling gratitude, feeling empathy, feeling satisfaction in life. All these are feelings that we need to explore. You feel joy to explore these positive feelings, and also you heal through the negative feelings that you keep on holding. When it comes to feelings and thought, the reason why I say there's such a steering wheel to our decision making is that imagine a person who has a negative feeling. They constantly engage themselves in negative thoughts, whether they feel jealous, resentment, or past experience that traumatize them constantly. When it comes to making decision, all day decision is going to be based on these feelings and thoughts. When we don't sit down to really think about, work through these feelings, that's when we end up in a life that we do not want to be in, or we end up not facing our fear or taking the risks to pursue the things that we choose to pursue. Now, the question might be, how can we really use journaling in our favor to steer our life in a direction that we truly want? And from the start, we need to heal. That's the first step. And in the process of healing, we must recognize that we have these feelings within us. We must be conscious of the feelings that we have, the thoughts that we uphold, and the belief that we uphold within ourselves. And this one requires you to spend a lot of time in solitude. I swear to God, if you haven't spent time with yourself, you think that this is such a gruesome thing, I think you're missing out, because the time to spend alone is such a precious moment to just think about yourself. Think about the life that you're living, think about the places that you're going, the people around you, just the favors that you have been given without offering anything. And that requires you to spend time in solitude a lot of time, and many of us don't want to do it. We are overwhelmed by the noise. The thought of to just sit down and listen to our own thought is actually a fearing thing, and that shouldn't be the case. When you recognize that you have a feeling, when you're conscious and aware of your feelings, that you have the belief that you uphold, whether these beliefs are positive or negative, then you will be in control of those feelings and thoughts and ideas, and debate them yourself on paper, debate them yourself in your own thought. Why do you believe that? Why can't you do this? Why can't you do that? And that's what we really want to be. We want to be in control of our feelings and our emotions. Otherwise, we will end up making choice that we do not want. When I say being in control, that doesn't literally mean that I'm control of my feeling. I'm anticipating what I'm going to feel in the next step of my life. No, we don't actually have a say on the circumstances that show up in life, but we can choose the reaction that we have towards them. Being in control gives you the choice to choose whether these feelings are actually validated or not. And most of the time, these feelings are not to validate it. They're just feeling, they're just emotion in your head. For example, a person that might be pursuing a different life right now, they want to take another step in their academic life, and they have a fear of taking the step. They don't know what's going to be the outcome for them. They don't know the path they're going to take, whether it's going to be best for them, and they're being surrounded by a lot of distraction that is telling them maybe the path is not good. Then you need to sit down on yourself alone time to think, why do I have this fear? What is stopping me from taking the step? Is this fear really validated? Am I being annoyed because taking this path meaning I'm a loser, and maybe taking 5 years, 7 years, 4 years into this pursuit meaning I'm wasting time sitting elsewhere? Is there something that I can do better? Without having a clear thought and sitting down evaluating this, you will end up feeling guilty along the way every single time you make a decision. Another thing is contradicting belief. This thing is so crucial. Contradicting belief are the things that we don't even anticipate. We don't even think that they're part of decision-making process. They're the block that hold us for the most part. For example, let's say a person say, oh, I want to be rich. It will help me in the future. I'll be able to give better to my family, to be better to my society. Yet they associate people that are wealthy or rich with negativity. They believe that people that are wealthy or rich are greedy people. Their businesses are purely profit oriented, and then they are selfish in their nature. They don't give people. They just look forward to steal you and scam you. All these things is gonna hold them back. Why? Because as I was editing, I noticed that the point that I wanted to make was not clear enough. The reason why it's going to hold this person back is because their belief towards wealthy people must change. And in order to do that, they must dismantle the idea that in order to become wealthy, they also have to be greedy. They also have to be selfish in their nature. They also have to be looking out any way to scam other people. And they also are looking now to disconnect with anybody that they think is not going to help them in the way of becoming rich. That is the belief that they need to dismantle, and until then they will never get or be able to take the step forward. And everybody have this sort of belief. It's an innocent belief. Why? Because we have our own internal values that we want to protect, and nobody wants to be seen as corrupted individual in society. That's why every single time we have a belief and a thought associated with somebody and it contradicts our own value, we tend to not pursue it. And changing our belief about certain things is the way forward. It's gonna stir them to not make decisions, to not step forward, or every single time they step forward, they're gonna go back. They're never going to be concentrated in the path. They will find excuse to skip away. Another contradicting belief might be, if you're a mom, look at your circumstances and you see that maybe the income that my husband is bringing is not giving enough, so maybe I need to go outside and pursue a career and education that's going to give me higher opportunity to make sure that our family is having the best future. Your contradiction belief might be that, oh my God, but being a mom is so much important than anything else. Therefore, me staying home is better to take care of my kids. That's what I'm supposed to do. That's my ideal purpose in life. That is a contradicting belief. Then every single time you make a step to go to school, to learn a new skill, to bring a best opportunity to yourself and your family members, then you feel guilty. You will end up feeling guilty. By solving this contradicting belief, only then you can create a growth mindset, which can give you the resilience you need in order to take the step. And in order to get through that growth mindset, you must spend the time with yourself to think through. For example, the person that I said that they want to become rich, they need to think about it. Why do I believe people that are rich are greedy people? They're selfish, that they scam people their way in. Do I purely believe it, or was it instilled in me? Did anybody tell me that? If they tell me, are they rich themselves? Have they been around rich people? Things like that, you need to explore them on paper. And the same thing goes to a mother that's trying to create a new path for themselves. They need to think about, why do I uphold this belief that having a career makes me a bad mother? Why do I think that being a woman means that I must give birth and I must stay home, I must take care of my kids? Why do I have that? Is my solely purpose of doing that? And then the growth mindset question that can happen is, oh, what if I'm not a mom? What if I'm stay home, do my kids, do the way that I'm supposed to do, that I was told to do by society, and my kids turn out the way I do not want? Because trust me, there's always possibility of the outcome we never want to anticipate. And that's why we need to stick through this question to really dismantle these contradicting beliefs. Until you do that, you are not going to create a growth mindset. And the growth mindset is only going to come after you sit through and analyze the situation on yourself. And like I said, you need a solitude for that. I'm not saying that if you do all that, you're not going to feel the fear of taking steps. You will always have the feeling, but every single time you're more aware of them, you become in control of them, and you work throughout any contradicting belief you have associating with these thoughts and feelings, and therefore you create a growth mindset, which makes the path less resistant to pursue. Maybe, how can I start journaling? You can literally start every single day. You can journal about your day. I like to have my cup of coffee and I would just journal my day. Every time you go out, you see something, you can just type it on your note. I like to do that as well. When it comes to a lot of deep form journaling, I like to write it down. I like to wake up in the morning, spend an hour writing, straight up writing. My brain, it helps me to think well. It helps me to solve the issue that I'm presenting. It helps me, let's say I'm going to communicate this issue I have to somebody else. I've already think them through enough to have solid questions to question the person that I want to. A video format is also okay. I'll just record about my day, what I'm thinking about, what I want to do. Never neglect your prayer. No matter how much the meditation you do, how much affirmation you do for yourself, how much exercising you do, your prayers is absolutely way out. And I'm actually so fortunate. We Muslim, we're very fortunate enough to have Islam in our life. 5 times a day, to clear your mind, to ask God for forgiveness, to hope for the best, and to show gratitude. I think that's the best form of journaling or meditation that we can ever do. That was one of the reasons I was like, why do I need to do this when I can just talk to God? Talking to God is so much easier than trying to solve all these things by myself. Journaling is really forcing you to face you and yourself. You and yourself. And God is helping you to see that you're not always going to be in control. You're never going to be in control. A lot of people have so many journals. They have journal for what, exercise, eating, and dieting. No, you don't know. You do not need everything. At the start, I only had one, and every single thing was in that one journal, because I thought I'm one human being. I think of everything at once, so why not have one journal? I had one journal for the entire year. I just had that one journal. Every single thing I wrote, whether it's exercise, eating healthy, spirituality, everything was in that one journal, until I had a reflection on that is a mess up. Now I have a new one. That's all for today. I hope you benefited from this video. Assalamu alaikum, as always. Bye.